Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello students, welcome back to English lesson. In this chapter, you will learn how to use degree of comparison, comparative and superlative forms. This will support you to the next section, telling and writing about comparisons between person or things based on pictures and text. Also, you will learn how to interpret message in song lyrics. Before the class begins, let's pray together. Let's take a look at the following pictures. What can you see from the picture? You see there is an elephant and a cat. Both of them have different size, weight, and even the characteristic. None in this world is exactly the same. There are the features that make each other different. So, it is useful for you to study degree of comparison.
Listen while reading the expressions carefully. Number 1.
Pencil A is longer than pencil B. Pencil B is shorter than pencil A.
Number 2.
The black bag is bigger than the red bag. The red bag is smaller than the black bag.
As you can see from the picture, that long pencil is compared with the short pencil, and the black bag is compared with the red bag. If we want to compare between two things, we have to use the comparative adjective. Comparative adjective is used to compare between two things. We can add er than or more blah 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 than based on the following rules. If adjectives with one syllable word, we can add er follow with than. For example, clean become cleaner than, bright become brighter than. Then, if the adjectives with two syllable words ending in y, for example, stingy, stingy ending with y. So what you have to do is change the y into I and then add er. For example, stingy becomes stingier than, friendly become friendlier than, moody become moodier than. The last, if the adjectives with more than two syllables, what you have to do is put the more than follow with the adjectives than follow with than. For example, generous become more generous than, independent become more independent than, easygoing become more easygoing than. Let's take a look at the pictures below. There are the pictures of bags. There is the black one, the yellow one, and the red one. The black bag is the biggest bag. The yellow bag is the smallest bag. So in here, the black bag is compared with all of the bag up there. Also with the yellow bag. The yellow bag is also being compared with all of the bag up there. It means that if we want to compare more than two things, we have to use the superlative adjectives. Superlative adjective is used when you want to compare more than two things to show which has the least or greatest degree of the quality. This is the rules of comparative and superlative adjectives. For one syllable adjective, we can add er to form comparative, and we have to add est to form superlative adjective. For example, clean, the comparative become cleaner, and then the superlative become cleanest. And then bright, the comparative become brighter, and then the superlative become brightest. For example, my class is cleaner than Mawar's class. So in here that my class is being compared with Mawar's class. So there are two things that being compared. So we use the comparative adjectives. Meanwhile, at the second sentence, my class is the cleanest in my school. So in here, my class is being compared with all of the class in my school. So in here, we use the superlative form from the clean. It becomes the cleanest. Next, if it's two-syllable adjectives, we can add more to form the comparative and most to form the superlative adjectives. For example, handsome, the comparative form become more handsome, and then the superlative form become most handsome. And then pleasant, the comparative form become more pleasant, and then the superlative form become most pleasant. Example, my class is more pleasant than Mawar's class. It means that the class is being compared with Mawar class. And then number 2, my class is most pleasant in my school. Next, if there is two-syllable adjectives ending with Y, what you have to do is change the Y into I and add ER to form the comparative and add EST to form the superlative. For example, lazy become lazier, and then the superlative become laziest, and then busy become busier, and then the superlative become busiest. The example, Melati is busier than Mawar. It means that Melati compare with Mawar. And then the second, Melati is busiest student in my school. It means that Melati is being compared with all of the students in the school. It means we have to use the superlative because it is compared more than two things or person. Next, if the adjectives with three or more syllables, what you have to do, you put more to form the comparative and most to form the superlative adjective. For example, the comfortable, the comparative is more comfortable, and then the superlative become most comfortable. And then intelligent become more intelligent, and then the superlative become most intelligent. The example, the first Rina is more intelligent than Mawar. The second, Rina is the most intelligent student in my class. There are some adjectives that have different forms. It means that you have to remember about this because the pattern is different from before. For example, good become better, and then the superlative become bad. Bad, the comparative become worse, and then the superlative become worse. And then far, the comparative become farther, and then the superlative become farthest. And then little, the comparative become less, and then the superlative become least. And then many, the comparative become more, and then the superlative become most. That's it, the lesson for today. I hope you can understand the materials about degree of comparison. And thank you. See you again in the next meeting, insya Allah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.